everyone, today I am going to be doing a couple of autumn things that I've been putting off. I've got some Hakonechloa macro that I've dug up out of the front garden. It was just, as the front garden's filling in, I'm taking stuff away from it because it's just, you can't really see it. And while the biomass is good, I'd rather kind of put it somewhere where I can actually see it because I still have some gaps to fill in the back. So there's a couple things that I've done. So we went to Dobby's this morning and I picked up, I think, 6 hardy cyclamen, 9 different shades of pink and like a cool blue color, which I really like. So I'm going to be mixing those in with some Hakonechloa that I've dug up out of the front. I'm probably pushing it, but we're pretty temperate here, so I should be fine with doing that. I mean, I've been pretty aggressive with cutting it and moving it and all that, so it should be fine. And the area that I want to tackle is kind of the seating area that I've got. Obviously, at some point I want to change the bench and the furniture, but I'm using what I've got right now. And I just want to kind of soften some of the shrubbery that I planted with some grasses. I've got the Hakonechloa. I've already got a little bit back here, so I'm going to add to it so that it feels a little bit more naturalized. And I've also got some Ogon grass, which I really like, and it's like a strong chartreuse color, and I'm going to fill in some of that as well. And I'll show you what it's going to look like. So have a good look. Okay, so the area that I'm wanting to fill is this kind of seating area. I'll back up a little bit so you can see what it looks like. So it's this area here. One of the first things that we did a couple years back was to build a berm. So we've done that, and it's kind of elevated. It's given us the chance to have better drainage, and you know, I'm really liking that. In hindsight, I probably would have made it taller because it has settled over the years. But the gaps that I want to fill, so this is the Ogon grass. I'll pop up the name of it on the screen. I really like this grass. It is super versatile. It's easy to dig up. It's year-round color and interest. And, you know, it does really well in a moist area. So it's kind of gone right into a, you know, the clay soil that's here. I didn't do much amending. And you can see what I've done. I mean, ignore this Japanese maple because I think it's bit the dust. So at some point this will move, or it'll come back, or I'll replace it. But behind it I've got some kind of silver brennera and some lungwort as well, that the slugs have really gone to town on. So in the real, you know, vision, it's just that this is really nice and full and dense and lush. So I'm going to have to get some more nematodes and really kind of keep an eye on the slugs. I've got some hook wren that's probably about ready to be lifted and kind of divided and put back in again. It's really nice kind of red color, so that's filling in and around an azalea. And then we've got the chartreuse color that's leading up to the choicea. And then we've got the brennera. I think there's a couple of different ones. I think the one in the back is looking glass. I think there is Alexandria. And there's another variety that's mixed in here as well. So that's the kind of idea for this area. This just kind of carries along and then up. And then we've got this really nice kind of blue color, which is kind of carried on through the garden. So the other area that I want to fill in, eventually I want to fill in this, but I think I'm going to fill this in with bigger things. So I've got some ruffled swan anemone in the back, and I do want to kind of probably dig that up and move that closer to the front of the border. I'm not going to do it now. I think it's something that I'm going to do in the spring. You know, I'm just amazed that it's flowered anyways. I probably, in hindsight, should have planted a taller variety back there. You can see I've got a Ryusen Japanese maple, and this is some Abelia. So this is kaleidoscope, and it's done a fair amount of growth, which I've really enjoyed. So I took a couple of cuttings. Some of them worked, some of them didn't, but I don't think I need that many. So the one that did work is right here, right in front of Keith, and the idea is that it just kind of fills underneath this redbud tree, and it's got a mixture of the colors that are in the garden. It flowers, so it's pretty decent for pollinators, and it's got some of that autumnal coloring that I'm very partial to. And then in front of this we've got this is new, so I've divided it. This should fill in as we get into spring. Some Leucojui or Leucojums, something like this, it was something that I picked up for a quid. I want more of this, but this works in pulling that red color that's kind of already kind of through the space. So at some point I'll probably redo, just this front border section, but we'll wait to see how everything kind of grows in. But the areas that we're tackling is filling in a couple of gaps here, planting in the cyclamen, which I've kind of placed in the middle already. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't pick up more, but I'm really happy with what I've got. I think the color looks really nice, and it's just quite nice to have something flowering at this time of the year. And I also have, I can't really remember the name of this, but I did get, catfish is the wrong word. I made an uninformed purchase. So this needs a male and a female. I think this is the female for it to be able to produce the berries. So at some point I'm going to have to pick up some of the male varieties, and indeed maybe a couple of other ones. I really quite like this color combination, this fuchsia, at this time of year when everything's starting to look a little dreary. So I need to double check the size of this one, see where I'm going to put this, but in my mind it's going to go somewhere in this section to kind of carry the colouring through. And I've also got some sedges that are back here. I've recently transplanted, so they stay relatively compact. They are a native variety, and they I don't know what the name of them are, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but I do know it's a sedge. But there's a few of those, and so the idea is that I would kind of backfill this kind of mounded berm area to make it look like a nice kind of grassy hillside, especially to kind of soften some of the shrubs that we've got. So there's the butterfly, Japanese maple, so it's an acer. I've got orange dream that's had some dieback, so that should be a bit taller. And then I've also got a Kojinomai cherry, so this one should be able to get a little bit bigger, and it's starting to do its autumn color now. So that's everything that I'm going to do today, and I might try to set the camera up and see if I can film myself, but I might just cut to the after. so I think I've got everything I wanted to get done today. Show you what I've done. So this is that Ogon grass. The ones in the back are new. I'm just trying to make it feel a little bit more naturalized, but I really love this color. I think I've already talked about it earlier, but we filled in up between the Brennera, so you can see there. There's some choicea that carries on the lime green a bit further up, an azalea, Taxus baccata David, some Brennera, a cogenomai cherry, which is about to turn to its fall color, a couple little bonsais I've been doing, and we've got another Taxus repens. It's a creeping variety. It's really filled in. And then I've taken the Hakonechloa or a macra, which is these grasses. I already had a few here, but I've just kind of filled it in. So, one there, a few there, some towards the back, and in between some of the myrtle shrubs, just so that it feels a little bit more natural. And I've got, like I said, those natural sedges, which is a clumping variety, which is just kind of, I've recently divided it, and then dotted the Cyclamen through, which is really nice. And just this color is really pretty, and seeing this color and this fullness at this time of year is quite exciting. So there are 5 different varieties there. I've also put, I believe this is a Gaultheria or Gaultheria. I'll put the name on the description. I think I've already said this is a female variety. It needs the male variety to flower. So I think what I'm going to do is let it grow in, see how it does with my soil, get a male, and then maybe a few more females, or do some cuttings and just spread this through, because this is a really nice cheery berry to have that's, not so common. And I think maybe some purple beautyberry, maybe somewhere back there where Keith is, will just really help pull in this purple fuchsia, color, which is really kind of fun. It almost feels like spring. So this is what it looks like after. One of the things that I was surprised about with the cyclamen is some of them were very highly fragrant. I did not know that. So I guess putting them by a seating area is probably a good accident. And then you can see, I think I've done a close-up earlier on all of them. It's just really, really pretty and full. I changed some of the placements because I had a couple of other things that were already in the ground, and I trying to do some succession planning, so I don't want to kind of stack stuff right on top of the other. I don't think this is muscari, but it's light muscari. It was in a couple of clumps around the house, and when I didn't have any money, I put it everywhere because, a flower is better than no flowers. But I keep digging it up. I'm not a fan, but it wants to live, so I'm going to leave it. Hopefully the Hakonechloa will eventually kind of choke it out. But look how pretty this looks. And what I really love about it is the cyclamen is like a turned up volume of the leaf litter from the redbud. So it's really pretty. Really, really pretty. And then I think my goal with this section here, Keith really likes having a shaded area. This is plumbago. I was trying to think about the name, trying to remember the Latin name, and I keep getting it wrong. So I'll just call it plumbago or plumbago. But the color is really nice autumn color. I bought one, divided it into 2, and then I have a small root section on some of these, so I'm not sure if they'll make it or not. So it's a little test for me. And I think these are really nice. You can't tell, but they usually have really bright, vibrant blue flowers, and that color is quite uncommon, and it's just really nice to have. So I've got one here, one there, the Miner's Merlot, eucalyptus. I've got some autumn ferns which are really filling in. I didn't think they were ever going to do anything, and they've really come into their own. There's some astilbe that pops up back through here. This is a tree peony. I have yet to see it flower. I probably have it in the wrong location, or it's not getting enough sun, but it's still got green on it, and I heard they're temperamental and they don't like to be moved, so I'm just going to leave it, see how it does. Another abelia that I popped there, and then back there by Keith, this is an oak leaf hydrangea. I think it's from the Southern Living collection. It's called Tara or Terra, so really nice colors. And I've got an opalescence viburnum in the back, which again, I'm really like those berries. And I've put it back there because I want it to really kind of fill in, and you know, animals and wildlife can help themselves, but I wouldn't mind having another one closer to. And again, there's the ruffled swan anemone, so I kind of maybe want to move it, maybe move a taller variety back here, like a honorary bear or something like that. And then you can see I'm really losing leaves as it's getting colder, so pretty soon this will be completely bare. And I'm also losing some leaves there and here, but I'm really enjoying all of the leaf litter. If I can get more, I'll get more, but when we moved in, we didn't have any trees or any bushes, so for us to have this volume of like organic material just falling on the property is really nice. In the back, there are some more taxus, just a different variety. I think that is an elegantissimo or elegans, if I'm not really sure, I'll have to have a look at the tag. But these have put on a bit of growth, and they're just going to fill up and make a nice kind of backdrop. And then this is a golden spirit, and then I've got tucked in here, I've got some storm cloud. You might be able to see it there. I've got some storm cloud geranium, so one there, but where it was more exposed here, it lost its leaves quicker, which is why I was kind of moving it around a little bit. But I'm really pleased with how fresh it looks. Look how nice that is. I mean, I think it's nice. Everyone's got their own taste. And that's everything I wanted to show today. Thanks for watching.